Stewardship means a lot to me. It began when I was a small child for my grandparents, and they let us know that stewardship and being a steward was taking care of money and goods of someone else. And it made us know that everything we have is honestly God's and just passing through us while we're here on this earth.
It was explained to me many years ago by my parents that if you're going to be part of an organization, you need to be fully part of the organization and take up your responsibilities, whatever they may be. So with the church, stewardship is one of my responsibilities. It's a chance for me to show my faith in God and my support for the church and the programs that it will do and the missions it carries out. And so stewardship is just the time that I reflect on my relationship with God and how I can help the church from a financial position for the next year.
From the very beginning, we were taught to save 10% and give 10% and spend the rest with joy and thanksgiving. I have been at Athens First United Methodist Church for so long that I go back to the stewardship campaign of the Pony Express.
At our church, we do more of an independent campaign towards stewardship. I grew up in the Methodist Church at the Winder Church, and in the past they used to do probably funny things now, but they had the Pony Express.
What we would do is a saddlebag would be delivered to someone's home, and in it were all our pledge cards and envelopes, and our family would fill out their pledge card and seal it and put it back in the bag, and then we would take the bag to the next address on the Pony Express bag, and they would do the same and deliver it, and it would go to probably 10 homes before the last home took it back to the church.
So last year was a very difficult year, last 18 months. Obviously, we've all experienced it and lived through it and are still living through it. So we did not have our formal stewardship campaign last year for this budget year in 2021. What we did was we leaned on the faith of our congregation.
Stewardship during COVID was a very trusting time. We just hoped and prayed that everyone would take it upon themselves to continue their giving. We did not have a campaign. We just continued with the same budget. We adopted the same budget that we had had the year before, and we went out on faith that our congregation would continue giving, that each one of us would continue to honor the pledge we had made the year before. And basically it worked.
Everyone that joins the church makes a pledge to give for their time, their service. One of them is financially. So we relied on everyone's faith to carry us through this year. We did not ask for specific pledges that last year. We did ask everyone to consider giving at the same level, and we are very much in line with where we were the prior year in our giving. It's been a tough year. We've had some leaner months than others, but this is we're about on pace with what we've done last year. So we're very encouraged, and the faith of our church has really shown through brightly this year. There's been a lot of different ways to do stewardship over the years. I grew up in the Methodist Church, so I've seen a lot of different ways it has been done. At the church here in Athens, we've probably been more laid back and less, I guess, intrusive maybe than some of the other ways. We just ask everyone to reflect on their faith, their belief in God, their belief in our church, look at the programs we have at the church, the things we support in our community, and that stuff it requires funds to handle all that, to carry out those missions, to carry out those programs. And our church is very robust. We've got a lot of programs. We do an awful lot in this community, and we have to have finances to do that. So this is the time our church comes together, reflects on what they have, what God has blessed them with, what they can pledge to the church so we can have an idea, some kind of an outline of what we can do and expect to do for the coming year for the community through our programs and our ministries. And that's what our stewardship period is. And so now here we are, it's stewardship time, and we will be again asking everyone to take some prayerful consideration, to look at their own situation, look at their faith, look at what they love about our church, which is our people and our programs and the missions we carry out, and then make a pledge. Then we can create a budget to carry out those programs for the next year. Well, I'm excited that we're again having a stewardship campaign where we want to get the opportunity to make a formal pledge to the church. As the Finance Committee Chairman, it's easier for us creating a budget. We have a very good idea how much money to expect, so we can understand how much programming we can do in the year and how much service we can provide to our community. Our church is a big church, over 3,300 people. If everyone gave $20 a week, we could easily subscribe our budget. But that's not the way it works. Stewardship is a faith-based opportunity for us to reflect on what God has given us, look at our own financial position, think about how we can support our church the best financially, and then just put it on paper so we'll have an idea what to expect in the coming year. Of course, it's not a contract, it's a pledge.
We hope everyone will eventually make their way back to in person, in their groups, in the sanctuary, and we consider all of the things we've done in the past year and look forward to all the things we're going to do next year in 2022. We are grateful for those of you who have supported the church in the ways you have, and all the work you've done, and all your generous giving, all your prayers. Everything you have done has kept our church alive and well, and a big, huge part of our community. Athens would not be the same without Athens First United Methodist Church. And we thank you, and we look forward to a wonderful 2022.